You yearn to shatter the chains of pleasure, to break its grip completely and forever, to finally halt that insidious inner decay that whispers of a life unlived. Aldous Huxley, who peered deep into the seductive comforts of our modern cages, understood this desperate human cry. But what if the freedom you so fiercely desire, this absolute severance, is itself an illusion, another gilded distraction from the arduous, necessary work that true liberation actually demands, starting now? Consider the very nature of pleasure's dominion over your spirit. These are not external fetters easily cast aside, but silken threads woven deep into the fabric of your being, threads of habit, of conditioning, of a societal hypnosis that equates fleeting sensation with genuine fulfillment. This inner decay we speak of, it is the slow, comfortable erosion of your will, your intellect, your very capacity for profound experience, by 1,000 tiny, sweet surrenders. Do you even recognize the true extent of its hold? We are offered endless promises of quick fixes, of effortless transformations, the perfect pill to cure all ills, including the ennui of a life lived on the surface. Yet Huxley warned us against these facile solutions, these modern somas that promise heaven but deliver only a more refined, more anesthetized version of our current servitude. Could it be that the very urgency of your desire to break free, completely and forever now, is itself a symptom of the impatient, pleasure-seeking mind you wish to escape? What, then, does it truly mean to break free? Is it a grim asceticism, a joyless renunciation of all that delights the senses? Or is it something far more radical, a complete re-education of your perceptions, a cultivation of new capacities for awareness, for meaning, for a kind of joy that transcends mere pleasure? Huxley suggested that the void left by banished superficialities must be filled with something far more substantial, lest we simply exchange one form of emptiness for another. The decay is of the spirit. Its remedy must therefore be spiritual. Pause and acknowledge the silent contract you have made with your comforts, your routines, your preferred methods of escape. How much of your freedom is merely the liberty to choose your preferred distraction, your favorite flavor of oblivion? The most formidable prisons, Huxley knew, are those we do not recognize as such, those whose bars are padded with pleasure, whose wardens are our own unexamined appetites. The fear of what lies beyond these familiar walls, the terror of confronting your unadulterated self, is often what keeps you so willingly confined. These subtle poisons, these daily doses of distraction that taste so sweet, accumulate within the soul, gradually dimming the inner light. The casual scroll that becomes hours lost, the passive entertainment that supplants active creation, the constant craving for external validation, each is a small nail in the coffin of your true potential. This inner decay is not a sudden collapse, but a creeping paralysis, a slow fade into a state of being less alive, less aware, less human, precisely because you are so busy being pleasantly pacified. Yet even amidst this engineered contentment, does not a part of you cry out? Is there not a persistent, nagging ache beneath the surface of your pleasures, a silent scream from the depths of your being for something more, something real, something that resonates with the forgotten language of your soul? This is the voice of your authentic self, suffocating under the weight of trivialities, yearning for the oxygen of genuine experience. This is the inner alarm bell that signals the decay has gone too far. Before we embark on Huxley's challenging yet profoundly liberating path to not merely resist pleasure's grip, but to transform your very relationship with life itself, to halt this insidious inner decay and begin the arduous work of true self-reclamation, dare to confront this. Identify one pleasure, one seemingly innocent comfort, one habitual escape that you suspect holds an almost unbreakable iron grip on your will, your time, your very essence. Name that master chain in the comments below, for the revolution against your own inner decay begins with this single, fearless act of self-appraisal, and it must begin now. The sweet song of pleasure, it calls to you constantly, doesn't it? A promise of ease, a momentary escape, a soft place to land in a hard world. But what if that sweetness, as Aldous Huxley warned with such chilling foresight, is the bait in a beautifully disguised trap? A velvet prison you willingly enter, day after day. You reach for that comforting distraction, that next fleeting joy. And as you do, have you ever felt a tiny, almost silent whisper from within that asks, "Is this truly freeing me? Or is it slowly, gently dimming a vital light inside, beginning a kind of inner decay I haven't dared to name until now?" Think about the world we've built, or perhaps the world that has been built around us. A world overflowing with easy comforts, with endless streams of amusement designed to keep us pleasantly occupied, to ensure we never have to face a moment of unease, a moment of silence, a moment alone with our own deepest thoughts. Do you remember what it felt like to be truly bored, and what unexpected ideas or feelings emerged from that emptiness? That space, Huxley might say, was fertile ground for your true self to breathe, a self now increasingly smothered by the constant demand for more pleasure, more input, more noise. This isn't a prison with iron bars and stone walls. Its confines are far more subtle, woven from our own conditioned desires, our learned habits, our deep-seated fear of confronting what truly ails us. Each small choice for momentary comfort over a more difficult truth, each surrender to a pleasing distraction rather than engaging with a challenging thought, adds another silken thread to the walls of this cage. The pain of this isn't sharp or sudden. It's a slow, creeping numbness, the feeling of your own life becoming less vibrant, less yours, even as you are surrounded by things meant to make you happy. Our journey here into the heart of Huxley's stark vision is to pull back the curtain on this comfortable confinement, to truly see the ways we participate in our own numbing, our own inner decay. It's to ask, with a courage you might not have known you possess, if this pursuit of pleasure is so natural, so right, why does a part of me feel so profoundly, so unexplainably empty? Why does the promise of completely and forever breaking free feel so urgent, so necessary right now? Let's look closer at how this relentless chase for easy pleasure starts to unravel you from the inside, how it fuels that very inner decay Huxley saw spreading like a silent fog. When your mind is constantly fed a diet of simple, bright, flashing things, quick videos, easy games, endless social updates, what happens to its ability to think deeply, to focus, to wrestle with a truly hard idea? It's like a muscle that only ever lifts tiny weights. It forgets how to handle anything heavy, anything that requires real effort. Does your own thinking feel less sharp, less clear than it once did? And what about your heart, your ability to feel the full range of what it means to be human? If you're always shielded from sadness, from struggle, from any feeling that isn't good, your emotional world can become surprisingly shallow. True joy often grows from overcoming real challenges, true empathy from understanding real pain. Huxley knew that if we only ever allow ourselves to feel a small, safe range of happy sensations, we lose the capacity for the deepest, most meaningful kinds of happiness, the kinds that make your soul sing, not just your senses tingle. Then there's the fading of your own unique self. When everyone is consuming the same pleasures, the same entertainments, the same trends, it becomes harder and harder to hear your own inner voice, to know what you truly want, what you truly believe, apart from the crowd. You start to feel like a copy rather than an original. This is part of the inner decay, the slow death of your own special way of seeing and being in the world, replaced by something mass-produced, something less alive. And finally, there's the fear of reality itself. If your main way of living is to escape into pleasant illusions, What happens when life inevitably shows its difficult, unairbrushed face? You might find yourself feeling incredibly fragile, unable to cope, desperate for the next fix of comfort. This isn't strength, it's a deep weakness born from never having built up your resilience, your ability to face life as it truly is, with all its light and all its shadows. The decay is a loss of this vital strength. So why do we do it? Why do we cling so tightly to these pleasures that on some deeper level we might sense are slowly dimming our own inner light, contributing to this decay? Huxley saw that much of this is learned, a kind of gentle brainwashing that starts so early we barely notice it. We are taught by the world around us, by the endless messages we receive, that happiness is found in buying things, in being entertained, in avoiding any and all discomfort. Is it any wonder we chase these things so hard? But it's not just the world outside, it's also the world inside us. There's a part of us that naturally seeks ease, that shrinks from pain, that prefers the known comfort, however shallow, to the unknown challenge, however potentially rewarding. It's easier to reach for your phone than to sit with a difficult feeling. It's simpler to watch another show than to start that hard project that might actually make you grow. This fear of the quiet, of the empty space where your true self might speak, is a powerful force keeping you locked in pleasure's grip. And here's a tricky part Huxley would point to. Do you even truly choose all your pleasures? Or are your desires themselves shaped, guided, even created by the very systems that offer you endless ways to satisfy them? You feel free because you can pick your brand of soma, your preferred distraction. But what if that feeling of choice is just another part of the beautifully designed cage, making you believe you're in control even as your deepest motivations are being subtly steered? This creates a silent war within you, doesn't it? A part of you, the part that yearns for something real, something true, feels the decay, senses the trap. But another part, the part that's been so well conditioned, so deeply tied to comfort, screams for more of what feels good right now. It's this inner battle, this quiet, constant struggle between the desire for genuine freedom and the powerful pull of easy, familiar pleasures that we need to bring into the light if we are ever to truly break free. What is the real, deep cost of this life spent chasing fleeting pleasures, of allowing this inner decay to spread unchecked? Huxley saw it as a silent epidemic, a hollowing out of the human spirit on a massive scale. When your days are filled mostly with seeking the next small thrill, the next easy comfort, what happens to your sense of meaning, your feeling that your life has a purpose beyond just feeling good for a moment? That deeper hunger, the one that no amount of surface-level pleasure can ever truly satisfy, begins to ache. This isn't just about feeling a bit bored or unfulfilled. Huxley viewed this as a kind of spiritual sickness, a profound disconnection from the larger, more timeless truths that human beings have always sought. When our attention is constantly pulled outwards towards the next bright, shiny object, we lose touch with the quiet inner world where wisdom, peace, and a sense of connection to something bigger than ourselves can be found. The decay is a loss of this sacred inner space. And the irony is, a life dedicated only to fun and avoiding pain often becomes incredibly, deeply boring. Pleasure needs constant newness to keep its thrill. When you've tasted it all, when nothing feels new or exciting anymore, a terrible flatness can set in, a feeling that nothing really matters. This is the dead end of the pleasure-only path, a world full of amusements, but empty of real joy or lasting satisfaction. Then when real crisis hits, and life guarantees it will in one form or another, what happens to the person whose main skill is seeking comfort and avoiding difficulty? They often find they have no inner strength, no resilience, no deep well of experience to draw upon. They are like a ship built only for calm seas, utterly unprepared for the storm. This fragility, This inability to face life's hard truths with courage and grace is one of the most devastating results of unchecked inner decay, a consequence Huxley urged us to confront before it's too late. But here, amidst this rather bleak assessment, lies the powerful, urgent call to action, the very essence of Huxley's hope for humanity. The choice to awaken, to begin the work of breaking free, not through some magic formula, but through a conscious, deliberate reclaiming of your own mind, your own life, starting now. This isn't about swearing off all joy, but about developing a new kind of mastery over your desires and consciously choosing paths that lead to genuine growth, not just momentary escape. The very first step, the one you can take this instant, is to cultivate awareness. Simply begin to notice, without judgment at first, the grip these pleasures have on you. Observe your cravings, your automatic reaching for distractions, the subtle ways you avoid discomfort. This act of just seeing, of bringing the unconscious patterns into the light of your attention, is incredibly powerful. It's like turning on a light in a dark room. The shadows begin to lose their power. Next comes the willingness to embrace what Huxley knew was essential for true human development: meaningful struggle, chosen difficulty. This doesn't mean seeking out needless pain, but rather learning to sit with uncomfortable feelings without immediately rushing to numb them. It means choosing the challenging project over the easy entertainment, the difficult conversation over the polite silence, because you know that growth lies on the other side of that discomfort. Can you feel the potential strength in that choice? And then actively seek out what truly nourishes your deeper self, your spirit. Move beyond the shallow pool of passive consumption. Engage with the world in real ways, create something, learn something new and hard, connect deeply with other human beings, spend time in nature, explore the great ideas that have challenged and inspired humanity for centuries. Huxley believed passionately in the perennial philosophy, the idea that there are timeless truths and higher experiences available to us, if only we would turn our attention away from the trivial and towards the profound. This is the path to stopping inner decay, the journey to true liberation, and it begins with the very next conscious choice you make. And so, the journey through Aldous Huxley's challenging vision reaches not an end, but a new beginning, a quiet space where the echoes of truth can resonate. The velvet walls of that comfortable prison, built from fleeting pleasures and societal whispers, may now appear a little less solid, a little more transparent. You've glimpsed the subtle ways the pursuit of constant ease can lead to a deep inner decay. And perhaps, just perhaps, you feel the first stirrings of a desire for something more, something realer than the next sweet distraction. This awakening is not about declaring war on joy, but about reclaiming your power of choice from the automatic pilot of conditioned desire. It's about recognizing that the inner decay halts, not through some grand external battle, but through countless small, conscious decisions to turn towards what truly nourishes your mind and spirit, rather than what merely numbs or entertains them. The chains of pleasure's grip loosen when you begin to question who or what is truly holding them. Here lies a simple yet profoundly potent truth, a whisper for your deepest self. The door to true freedom swings inward. Beyond the clamor of fleeting pleasures lies the vast, quiet landscape of your own undiscovered soul, waiting to be explored right now. The escape from the cage is not into another more exciting form of entertainment, but into the rich, sometimes challenging, always authentic territory of your own being. This commitment to break free, to stop that inner decay, is not a one-time fix, but the beginning of a lifelong art, the art of conscious living. The world will continue to offer its endless array of easy comforts, its sophisticated soma. But you, armed with this new awareness, can now choose differently. You can choose to engage, to question, to feel deeply, to cultivate your own unique potential, rather than simply consuming what is offered. Each moment is a fresh opportunity to choose life over mere existence. If this exploration has lit a spark within you, a desire to continue this journey of breaking free and cultivating a more profound, more conscious life, then let us walk this path together. Subscribe and become part of a community that dares to look beyond the surface. Share in the comments below what is the very first chain you feel ready to examine, the first step you will take now to halt that inner decay. And if these words might help someone else begin their own awakening, share this message, for true liberation often grows stronger when its light is shared.